All right, guys, let's do a quick crypto video. It's kind of funny. At this point, every time Trump makes any news on tariffs, somewhat negative news, we dump. Positive news, we pump. We went down to 106 a couple days ago because Trump came out and he said he wanted to extend tariffs onto Europe. Crashed Bitcoin from 111 down to 106. I mean, anybody who didn't buy then, people are taking these little dumps seriously every time Trump comes out on tariffs. Anybody who knows anything about Trump, he wants the stock market to be successful. He knows he's going to be judged on the stock market. So in the end, it's all going to work out, guys. It's all going to work out. Trump's extremely bullish for the markets. He's extremely bullish for crypto. Now, last night or Sunday, 2 days ago, Trump comes out and he says, okay, now I think I'm going to relax tariffs on Europe. Bitcoin goes right back up to $111,000. We're at $110,000 right now, and your altcoins are coming back up. It's almost at this point, it's like ever since Trump got elected, it's just this up, down based off whatever Trump tweets on tariffs. And it's getting kind of old at this point, especially people who really take it seriously. All over CNBC, all over YouTube, when Trump came out on Europe, everybody's like, oh, Trump's killing the market. What's he doing? Now people are taking it so seriously. He can't even make a deal with Europe. Guys, this is Trump. Trump throws a nuclear bomb into everything, explodes it, and then he basically comes back and he starts to be reasonable. That's the way Trump negotiates. I was talking to somebody. I'm like, there's two ways you can redo your house. If you have to do a complete gut job on your house, you can either come in with a bulldozer. That's Trump. He's the bulldozer. Knock the whole thing down and rebuild it. Or you can just come in little by little with the bulldozer. Knock down this part, now fix it. Knock down this part. Trump's a bulldozer. He comes in, he knocks the whole thing down. Then he comes in and rebuilds it. So the positive thing is, as you can see, the minute we go bullish, the minute Trump says something positive, Bitcoin starts pumping. And that is the telltale sign we're in a 100% full-blown, full steam ahead bull market. Most people are calling for about 150. Here's an article I found right here. Bitcoin shows signs of easing momentum, but traders still expect $150,000 Bitcoin. Data suggests that Bitcoin buyers are exhausted following the rally to 111,000, but still say Bitcoin has strength to race towards $150,000. I think that as well. I don't think Bitcoin's going to get much above 140, 150. I think we're probably going to get some major rally to 120, 125. I think we're going to basically chill out there. And then I think your altcoins are going to have a major run up. Then I think we're going to get one more pump on Bitcoin to 150. And I don't think it's going to last. I think we're going to get 150 and then pretty much crash and then go into the bear market. I think it's going to take the whole summer to get there. And it's really just kind of all a timing issue right now. So going back to altcoins, I really see for altcoins, I think we already had one run up in altcoins. I always say it, Theta, you pick Theta, for example, it went from 40 cents to $3. That was the first run up. Now we're back down to $1. You had Cardano, was it 40 cents, 30 cents, all the way up to $1.30. Now back down to 80 cents. I think we're gearing up for the second leg up, the second big pump in altcoins. And my only concern is, not really a concern, but my only, thing I'm trying to think in the back of my mind is, are we going to have another one? Is there going to be a third leg up, or are we just going to have one more leg up in altcoins where, say, Cardano goes to $2, $3, Theta goes from, instead of going to $3, it goes to $7, $8 or something like that, and then it basically dumps back down. Same with Ethereum. Ethereum maybe goes back up to 5,000, something like that, then has a big dump. That's where I'm pretty much leaning right now, is we're going to have one more rally up in altcoins. I think it's going to be a lot bigger than the last one. I think it's going to be the euphoric stage. I think that's about when we're going to have that $140,000, $150,000 Bitcoin. And I think at that point, you're going to have a lot of people calling for a $200,000 Bitcoin. They're going to be calling for oh my God, Cardano's $250. Yeah, Cardano's going to $7. Cardano's going to $10. Oh my God, Ethereum's $4,000. It's $5,000 now. We're definitely getting to $10,000 Ethereum. then I think we're pretty much going to be at the top of the alt season. And you're going to see a lot of these smaller coins, a lot of these smaller AI coins really pump up. And I think that's going to be the time to get out. Now, right now, we're approaching June. We're a few days away from June. I think June's going to be really good. I thought May was going to be really good. And May has actually been really good. And I think June's going to be really good. I'll be shocked if Cardano doesn't get back over $1 at some point in June. If Theta doesn't get back over $2 at some point in June, I'll be really shocked. I think Ethereum's going to be back over 3,500. 3,000, 3,500 at some point in June. Once we go into July and August and we start to get to the end of the summer, I really want to see, I'm really going to be paying attention a lot more. I'm going to say, okay, like we really need to be like hitting these higher levels. I think, but like July, August, definitely in August, we're going to be at the top for a lot of these altcoins. We're definitely we're going to be approaching that euphoric stage, which is when you really want to be getting out of these markets. And I think at that point, we're going to be like $140,000 Bitcoin. Some people think we might go to fall. We might go to the end of the year. I don't know about that. It's definitely possible, but I'm going to be highly uncomfortable. Like right now, I see these price movements in altcoins and Bitcoins. It doesn't even faze me. There's no anxiety. There's no nothing. But if we're like in like August, September, and we're seeing a lot of this volatility and we're seeing Bitcoin at like $130,000, $140,000, I'm going to be a little bit nervous into just thinking like, how much longer can this bull market go? So the good news is we have the summer. Summer generally drags for me. I know, like maybe because my kids are home. I don't know. Like a lot of people say summer goes by fast. I mean, ever since I've had kids, summer goes by slow. So the pool just opened last week. We got 3 months of summer. It's going to be a long summer. And that gives Bitcoin and altcoins plenty of time to do their thing. And we're starting to see it right now. So Trump came out working on the trade deal with Europe. There's probably going to be more positive news. I know Trump, it just wants to pump these markets at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some sort of deal with China at some point this summer, hopefully sometime in June. And that'll probably be the catalyst that takes us up to that $150,000 Bitcoin. But yeah, at this point, we really need to, we definitely need to start pumping. These altcoins definitely need to start pumping very, very soon. And I think it's going to happen in summer. I just can't see it not happening. It wouldn't make sense. Even the stock market. So the stock market is up, which is crazy. The stock market is up. The Dow is up 700 points today just because Trump delayed European tariffs. That's just basically off a delay. So once actual deals come through, you're going to see the stock market up like 2,000 points. You're going to see Bitcoin up, crazy, 130, 140. And that's kind of what we're waiting for right now. See if there's anything else. Yeah, I mean, the stock market's up there. I guess that's pretty much taking Bitcoin up with it. Cardano beats Ethereum in core dev activity. Will this power a Cardano price surge? Cardano passes Ethereum in core developer activity this month, making it the most activity developed blockchain. According to data from Cryptometheus, over the past year, Cardano recorded 21,439 GitHub commits, representing developer activity, highlighting its strong focus on continued innovation. The surge in developer engagement could be a bullish sign for Cardano's negative token, ADA, as Cardano technical ecosystem expands. The question remains whether this momentum will translate into price gains for Cardano. To be honest with you, I don't think it matters. I think as long as you're in a top 10 crypto right now, I mean, look at Ethereum. There's like nothing going on for Ethereum. I mean, they had that upgrade and everything, but like, look how negative everything was for Ethereum. Like nobody was in it. Everybody's selling their Ethereum. Like it's dead. Ethereum was so 2017, 2020, and then all of a sudden it just pumps up like 50% in a week. So I think as long as you're in the top 10, top 20 for cryptos, and you got something going for you, you're going to see all these top 10, top 20, top 30 cryptos pump really, really well. And because Cardano got beaten down so badly in the bear market, and we had that pump up, guy. I mean, a lot of people forget Cardano was at like $1.30, $1.20 just a few months ago, and it was 40 cents. It went from 40 cents to $1.30. It pumps fast. Cardano pumps fast. These altcoins pump fast. And people always say, like, oh, you're better off just being in Bitcoin. No, you're better off being in Bitcoin if you don't know how to get out of altcoins. If you never want to sell, you're keeping Bitcoin to your old whatever. But you always get more ROI in these altcoins. The problem is they pump really, really fast. A lot of people don't sell. A lot of people think they're going to pump a lot longer than they do. And then almost everybody, like 80% of the people in the altcoins, they end up just losing all their money. Whereas on this channel, we're focusing on actually selling during the pump, which, a lot of people don't want to do because you're going up. But, Cardano always outperforms Bitcoin. It doesn't outperform it in the short term. And at certain points on the chart, it's not outperforming it. But when you factor in alt season, Cardano will always outperform Bitcoin. Same with Ethereum, same with BNB, same with Theta. But if you don't get out, then you lose 99% and you lost everything. Whereas if you were in Bitcoin, you would have only lost 40 or 50% in the bear market. So it's all a game. With crypto, it's all a game of when to get out. And that's kind of what we're working on this channel, just knowing when to get out. And it's probably going to be at some point this summer. Other than that, guys, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of news. Well, there is that big news with Trump. So let me pull that up. Yeah, so there's a little bit of Trump Bitcoin news. Trump Media Group plans to raise $3 billion to spend on cryptocurrencies. U.S. President's administration and family have become staunch advocates for digital assets, which we all know. And Donald Trump was at the Bitcoin Conference 2024. The Trump family media company plans to raise $3 billion to buy cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin in a bet on the kind of digital assets that have been championed by the U.S. President administration. Trump Media and Technology Group, which is behind the Truth Social app and controlled by the president's family, aims to raise $2 billion in fresh equity and another $1 billion via convertible bond, according to 6 people briefed on the matter. Capital raising could be announced ahead of a big meeting of crypto investors in Las Vegas, which I think that's going on right now in Las Vegas, where Vice President J.D. Vance and Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump are all going to be speaking, as well as David Sachs. So this is big news. So basically you have MicroStrategy buying a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of these other companies. Now you have this Trump company buying a bunch of Bitcoin. And I believe this is also other cryptocurrencies as well. It's not just Bitcoin. They're going to be buying like Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, and a bunch of other cryptos as well. Guys, if they announce this sometime this week, we're definitely going to see Bitcoin hit like $115,000, $120,000. And if they announce, hey, we're buying Bitcoin, but we're also buying Ethereum, Cardano, and some other coins, Solana, you're going to see a big run up. So guys, I'm more bullish than ever. I know the biggest thing for me right now, I've been saying the timing, but it's just like the boredom because, things are just kind of dragging this bull market, and not for Bitcoin, but just for the altcoins. And a lot of it is because, the whole tariff situation, the market, there's a little bit of uncertainty in the market. But I think once all that gets rectified, and I think it's all going to get rectified this summer, I think we're in for a massive, massive crypto bull run. And we got Bitcoin at $110,000, which is absolutely phenomenal. And your altcoins are making their way up. I mean, Ethereum just had a 6% pump over 24 hours, almost a 2,700 for Ethereum. I mean, things are looking really, really good in these markets right now. The thing is just every time you think that, then there might be some tariff news that comes out, and then just everything just dumps. And it's just like, it is kind of annoying at this point. I really do want this whole tariff thing to just get worked out. I want some big news, but I think Trump realizes at this point, his whole tariff thing, his whole tariff threat, it's not, you can only go so long with it because it gets to the point where people just don't take you seriously anymore. So I think we're kind of at the tail end of this whole tariff thing, to be honest with you. I don't think there's gonna be any more tit for tat with Europe. I think the next order of business is we're probably gonna have a trade deal with Europe, and I think that's gonna be a big catalyst. And we got the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas. The Trump brand is going to be making that announcement on these other cryptocurrencies. So I think that's going to be a big news as well. So overall, things are looking good. I expect June to be very, very good. I expect Cardano to be over. I really think by the end of June we'll be at $1.50 Cardano. I could be wrong. It's hard to predict the timing, but I'm more bullish than ever. we're kind of in that frame. This is what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for this moment where we've got the summer, we've got good news coming. The whole tariff thing is kind of dying down a little bit. We're starting to see Ethereum. We're starting to see Ethereum pump again, which is a very positive sign because a lot of people thought Ethereum was dead. And just the fact that Ethereum's pumping means there's a lot of interest in altcoins right now. But we just have to wait. We're kind of waiting for that one little catalyst, which could be this week with Trump and the whole Vegas thing. One little catalyst is gonna skyrocket these altcoins, and then we'll be off to the races. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.